Foster's home for imaginary friends centers on a mansion where abandoned imaginary friends live after their creators grow up. The show won 6 Emmys for its creativity and memorable characters. The main character, Mac, is an 8-year-old who visits his blue blob-like friend Blue daily. Key residents include Wilt, tall, polite, selfless red friend; Eduardo, big, scary-looking but timid purple monster; Madame Foster, cheerful founder; and Frankie, her teenage granddaughter managing the home; Mr. Harriman, strict, rule-obsessed rabbit; Goo, energetic girl who makes too many imaginary friends; Coco, bird palm tree hybrid, who only says her name but is empathetic. Would you like me to make it even snappier for a quick read? The beginning. The series begins with a 3-part pilot special. Mac's mother decides he's too old for imaginary friends and tells him to give up Blue. Overhearing this, Blue becomes heartbroken until he sees a TV ad for Foster's home for imaginary friends, where good ideas are never forgotten. Mac and Blue tour Foster's with Wilt, meeting Eduardo and the haughty Duchess. Mac learns Blue must be up for adoption, but he promises to visit daily. When a girl tries to adopt Blue, Mac intervenes, and Madame Foster allows Blue to stay permanently due to Mac's dedication. Early adventures. In a later episode, Blue breaks a statue of Madame Foster. To hide it, the gang has the real Madame Foster pose as the statue to trick Mr. Harriman. After several mishaps, it turns out Foster's has a whole stockpile of replacement statues. It happens all the time. Another episode introduces Barry, a cute but obsessive imaginary friend who becomes infatuated with Blue and jealous of Mac. She even builds a creepy shrine of Blue memorabilia. After Barry tries to drive Mac away, Mac exposes her and traps her inside a giant rubber band ball, rolling her out of Foster's. Adoption Day. Foster's regularly hosts Adopt-a-Thought Saturday, an event where new families come to adopt imaginary friends. When Mac and Blue see their friend Jokey the clown get adopted, they panic and try to stop others from leaving. Wilt scolds Blue for being selfish. After all, adoption means more kids get loving friends. When a busload of children arrives, Blue accidentally becomes the center of attention and nearly gets adopted himself. The Sugar Party. In one chaotic episode, Blue throws a massive house party while Frankie and Madame Foster are away. He tricks Mac into eating sugar, sending him into a wild frenzy that destroys the mansion. Mr. Harriman returns to find utter chaos. But when Madame Foster comes home, she laughs it off. She only banned parties because she didn't want to miss the fun. The episode ends with everyone partying together. Wilt learns to say no. Wilt's defining flaw is his inability to refuse a favor. When he tries to watch a big basketball game, everyone keeps asking for help and he can't say no. He ends up missing the entire game and snaps when Blue dumps chips on the floor. In that moment, Wilt finally stands up for himself and learns the importance of saying no. Crushes and chaos. In another episode, Mac develops a crush on Frankie after she kisses him on the cheek. Blue soon falls for her too, and the two compete for her attention. But when Frankie starts dating a man named Dylan, they team up to sabotage him. After overhearing Dylan insult them, Frankie dumps him, declaring she doesn't need any man, prompting Mac and Blue to continue awkwardly flirting with her. Eduardo's strength. Season 3 opens with Eduardo proving he's not as cowardly as he seems. After getting teased for being scared, he runs away and accidentally gets recruited by Mac's mean older brother Terrence to fight in illegal monster matches. Eduardo's strength makes him a champion, but Mac and his friends soon find him and convince him to return. In the end, Terrence gets his comeuppance, trapped and terrified in a monster's cage. Goo arrives. Finally, we meet Goo, a hyperactive girl who befriends Mac after literally falling into his life. Quite literally, when he tumbles out of a tree and lands on her. Goo's arrival. A hyperactive girl named Goo becomes fascinated with Mac after meeting him and follows him all the way to Foster's. Once there, she starts creating imaginary friends non-stop, overwhelming the mansion to the point that some friends have to sleep outside in a bus. The chaos frustrates everyone, and they blame Mac for bringing her, even though he isn't particularly fond of her either. Mac yells at Goo, she cries, he apologizes, and she begins responsibly finding homes for her imaginary friends. Christmas Special. Later, a 30-minute Christmas special aired, which won an Annie Award in 2005 for Best Design in an Animated TV Series. Mac doubts Santa after seeing multiple Santas, while Blue tries to prove him real with wild schemes that backfire, canceling Christmas. On Christmas morning, Mac gets his secret wish at Foster's, confirming Santa exists, while Blue only gets coal. Season 4. The Challenge of Super Friends. The season opens with a superhero parody referencing the 1973 show Challenge of the Super Friends. A giant imaginary friend terrorizes the city until Imaginary Man, a heroic imaginary friend, shows up to save the day. Mac idolizes him and becomes his sidekick, which makes Blue jealous. Mac doubts Santa after seeing multiple Santas, while Blue tries to prove him real with wild schemes that backfire, canceling Christmas. On Christmas morning, Mac gets his secret wish at Foster's, confirming Santa exists, while Blue only gets coal. Season 5. Blue's Storytelling Adventures. One episode unfolds entirely through Blue's wild imagination. As Super Dude Blue, he embarks on a quest to recover Mac's missing gaming console, which he calls the Magic Crystal. The story gets more absurd by the minute, featuring Mr. Harriman as Lord Snooty, Frankie as a fairy, and Eduardo as a knight. In the end, Blue throws the Magic Crystal off the roof, only for Frankie to later hand Mac his broken console, confirming the whole tale actually happened. Blue's fever dream wreaks havoc, making everyone sick, and he promises Mac 2 birthday presents as payback. Eduardo's adoption. In a touching later episode, Eduardo gets adopted. The remaining friends, especially Blue, struggle to adjust. They try finding a replacement for him, but Blue insists he doesn't miss Eduardo, just that he doesn't want their friend group to change. Blobby Pants, unhappy with adoption, returns and crashes a truck of friends into Foster's. Eduardo reunites with Blue, and peace is restored. The Foster's movies. Good Wilt Hunting. This movie follows Wilt as he searches for his long-lost creator and, in the process, rediscovers himself. During a Meet the Creators event, everyone's creators visit, except Wilt's. Embarrassed by the mystery, Wilt runs away. The rest of the gang, Mac, Blue, Frankie, Eduardo, Coco, and Nina, Eduardo's creator, set out to find him. Along the way, Wilt keeps stopping to help others, revealing his kind but self-sacrificing nature. Wilt shares his past of losing an arm and saving his creator. Reunited, they reconcile, but Wilt chooses to stay at Foster's, helping kids. The episode title mirrors themes of potential and self-acceptance. Destination. Imagination. This movie centers on Frankie, who feels overworked and unappreciated. When a mysterious box labeled "Do Not Open," imaginary friend inside, arrives at Foster's, curiosity gets the better of her. Ignoring Mr. Harriman's warning, she opens it and falls into an entirely new world. Frankie is trapped in a dream world by World, who gives her everything but won't let her leave. Mac and friends rescue her, and she persuades them to free the world, who peacefully returns to reality. The Legacy. Foster's home for imaginary friends closed with warmth, humor, and closure. Every character's story wrapped up beautifully. Its blend of creativity, heart, and emotional storytelling made it one of Cartoon Network's most beloved series, remembered for showing that even imaginary friends can teach very real lessons.